Hello, and good morning, afternoon, and night to all of you wonderful Krupo members watching this during your correct time zones. Instead of writing out a long paragraph for you guys to read, as I'm sure that's boring, I thought I'd bring you something way more fun. A video recording that is informative, but yet filled with something that's more joyful to watch rather than reading some plain old text. With that said, I'd like to introduce to you next week's schedule. On Monday, we're going to be continuing with Raft. This is our third week working on the greenhouse, and though it looks like it's coming along, we still have quite a lot of work to do. Right now, we're at our 5-story build, but now we need to furnish it with our tree plots, all 170 of them. Building them may not take as long as planting them, but let's see how far we get. I know we're definitely going to need to do some furnishing after that as well, if we have the time, but we'll see. On Tuesday, the discount kids will be back in action, slowly building up their progression towards putting big corporate out of business. Our next goal, get together with our long-lost leader, Emmy! Figure out what to do next towards the community center, and when we should maybe consider our next big additions, like animals, fruit trees, whatever else we can come up with. Also, we might want to start considering a counter on how many times someone gets caught digging through the trash. Cat. Just kidding. How many times we have a sleepover at Kupo's, and what other counters we can come up with. On Wednesday, Phasmophobia or Ghost Hunter's Core, whichever we decide to play is usually that day, but you can guarantee at least one of us is dying that day. We learned our lesson the hard way in the campsite of Ghost Hunter's Core, and we know for a fact that these new changes of Phasmophobia have made the game incredibly difficult. Either way, you can still look forward to jump scaring your favorite streamers, lots of potential dying, and some taunting of the ghost, making it a great time. On Thursday, Resident Evil 8 Mercenaries mode. The Duke is definitely looking forward to seeing us struggle for another week of suffering through this mansion. Yes, we're going to do our best to powerhouse through these rough mercenary mode dungeons we're struggling so badly with. All of these triumphs have been without guides either. We'll figure out how to do this S rank on this mansion without the use of a guide. This feels way more painful than getting stepped on by Lady D, I assure you. And finally, Friday, Splatoon 2. We're going to make our goal to hit level 24 on Friday, I assure you that. We might even be able to get ourselves some spiffy new weapons too and possibly try them out. If we're going to fit in another losing streak, unfortunately like we did last week, then we'll need to start losing to weapons we're terrible at, not the ones we're good at. Maybe we could use that opportunity to work on some newer gear too, and hopefully Damon and I don't get separated as much as we did before, because that was terrible. Last week he was separated in almost like 3/4 of the games, and I lost so many. It was very sad. Lastly, I just want to take this time and the opportunity to say thank you to all of those who make it here and continue to make it here to show some love and support to me along the way. As my way of saying thanks, every week's schedule I'm going to depart some inspirational streamer knowledge to you and help you with your streamer journey. This week, viewer count. One of the biggest mistakes a streamer does is pay attention to their viewer count. I'm going to tell you this right now. Stop it! If you're working on affiliate, then you may take due care in worrying about trying to hit that 3 viewers or above, so you may hit that 3.0 average. However, worrying about it afterwards is absolutely useless. Focusing on numbers afterwards will derive your attention off your quality of your chat and onto the quantity of the amount of people in there. When you don't hit those numbers, you start to... When you don't hit numbers when you start off streaming, you become disappointed in yourself, question whether you'll ever become good enough, and your self-esteem will start to plummet. What you should be doing is focusing on your quality of your work by hiding that number. Quality to the people who are there will always outshine that of quantity of people in the chat. Remember this: more people means more chances of people's opinions that may clash, trolls, bots, and more. Focusing on building a community based on how you wish to form it due to your niche will help further wanderers, raiders, and networking friends when entering your stream to see what you and your community are all about. Always remember, quality over quantity. Use the phrase 4 quarters over 10 pennies or over 100 pennies. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys during the week. You're all absolutely amazing, and I appreciate every single one of yous. Bye!